Khabib Nurmagomedov has finally broke his silence after the passing of his father Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. He posted this on his Instagram. In the caption he wrote, "You will be missed, father. You were a father, friend, brother and coach in one face. You taught me almost everything I know. Hope you were pleased with me. After all, in the pleasure of parents, the pleasure of Allah." The UFC recently announced that the August 1st headliner between Holly Holm vs Irene Aldana has been postponed due to Irene Aldana pulling out from the fight. Dana White has now confirmed that Derek Brunson vs Edmen Shahbazyan will serve as the headline of the event. The newly crowned UFC Flyweight champion Deiveson Figueiredo has Brandon Moreno in mind as his next opponent for his first title defense. He commented on Brandon Moreno's post saying, "You will have love in the first fight. Be prepared to fight with me in November." Brandon Moreno responded back saying, "I'm ready now, but we have a deal." UFC bantamweight Yana Kunitskaya questioned the fairness of the USADA testing procedure. She posted this on her Twitter saying, "Thiago Santos and I spent 2 months in Russia and then 6 in Brazil. At US anti-doping did not test us once. My first week in the US and I've already been tested. Makes me wonder if all the athletes training outside of the United States are being tested regularly."
Come on, leave the set. Back. 1, 2, come on.
Robert Whittaker at the UFC on ESPN 14 pre-fight interview gives his thoughts on Darren Till as an opponent.
I'm just happy. I'm alive again. The fire for the sport has been there. You know, I'm enjoying all the different angles of it. I'm enjoying media week, the media. I'm enjoying the weight cut. I'm enjoying my time in isolation. That's a massive change, and you know, just feeling this way means that I'm going to go in that octagon happy as Larry, and I'm just gonna get to work. I'm just gonna have fun, because that's what drew me to this sport, was that I enjoyed the sport. I enjoyed the combat aspect of the game, and yeah, I can't wait till Sunday. It just looks fun, you know. On paper, like we just look good. You know, he goes out there head hunting. He's got good striking. I go out there head hunting. I got good striking. It just looks like a fun fight. You know, his biggest threat is his left hand. He knows that as well. And the thing is, like, that's why I think I match up so much better against him than he does with me, because my biggest threat, there's too many of them. I have so many dangerous shots. I'm so creative. I have so many angles I can exploit. He's got his left hand. That's all he's got. Like, everything else I got covered. But he runs that down the pipe, and he's so well at using it. You know, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's used it on a dozen guys, you know, and he's knocked him out. So I've got to be aware of that. I've got to give it the respect. But I've got so many angles he has to be aware of.
Bruh, 2020 is crazy. Who let this clone in my house?
Clown? What you calling a clown?
Darren Till on the Luke Thomas show says that he hopes Robert Whittaker is very sluggish inside the octagon.
If you're prepared enough, you're just prepared, aren't you? You're gonna fight, and you're gonna fight to the best of your ability. But I suppose it is a little bit of a touch of a problem, you know, fighting at 5, 6 in the morning. No one wants to wake up and do that, or stay awake and do that. So, you know, I think it's going to be a minuscule problem, but you know, I don't think it's going to be too big of a problem. Something to look into too much. You know, something to look into too much. So, you know, we'll see. Tactically, I think his game plan was all wrong. He was jumping at a striker who's very good at counter-attacking. So he was like jumping for shots, you know, like loopy, like long out-of-range shots. And Adesanya's a lot longer than Robert, and Adesanya, it was a given that he was going to catch him at some point. And perfect game plan by Adesanya. I don't think the game plan by Rob was so good. No. I just hope he's very, very sluggish at that time in the morning, and shit, I catch him in the first round and I can go home. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't want to see the best Rob.
You competition in Vegas.
Всем доброе утро. Я на утренней пробежке вокруг Кремля, Красная площадь.
So
career, I've had a number in my head, or what I felt I deserved, or what I felt it took to fight, where I would be happy, and I'd shut my mouth, and I'd be happy. I just reached that number. So, shout out to the UFC for giving me another opportunity, signing a new deal with me, and giving me everything that I've wanted. God bless you guys.
Walt Harris, in a recent interview with Kevin Iole, tells a story where Daniel Cormier told him to fight Fabricio Verdum on short notice.
Stipe's fighting DC on the 15th. Do you think DC is already the greatest heavyweight of all time because they're 1-1? And I, in my opinion, maybe you would disagree with this, but I think DC, especially if you consider Strikeforce and who he beat in their tournament there, he's beaten better opposition. So who do you think going into this fight between DC and Stipe is considered the greatest heavyweight in UFC history?
I mean, it's neither one of them.
Or in MMA history.
My personal greatest of all time is Randy Couture.
Okay.
I've always just admired Randy. Kind of develop a relationship with him and his son early in my career. And that's kind of how I get to go to Extreme Couture, kind of free will, willy-nilly when I want to. So, but I just admire Randy's style. I tried to emulate him a lot when I was coming up, and I watched him a lot. So I think Randy's the greatest of all time. I think DC's definitely in that conversation. I'm a huge DC fan. And I credit DC a lot because little do people know the reason I took the Verdum fight on short notice, on an hour's notice, was because of DC.
Oh, really?
DC. I was in the bathroom and and I'm gonna give y'all a little candid because I'm an open book, and I like to give the fans an inside look at things they don't get to see. So the lead up to that, if you don't mind me telling the story.
Yeah, no, go.
The lead up to it, I was in the locker room and I was joking around with my coach at the time about taking the fight with Verdum if Derek Lewis couldn't fight, because we had been hearing he was hurt, and before they had announced it. Well, then it came across the TV that they weren't fighting, so they came in my locker room, they moved my fight back, told me I could relax. I was like, cool, great. And I said, look, if they offer me the fight with Verdum, I'm taking it hands down. And I was kidding. So I went in the bathroom and I had a moment to myself. I just started praying. I was just saying my normal prayer before my fight. Well, DC's in the stall next to me and he overhears me praying. He's like, what's up, Walt? I'm like, what's up, DC? We're just sitting there chopping it up. He's like, you gonna take the fight with Verdum, right? And I said, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you gonna take the fight? I said, should I? He's like, dude, yes, you should take it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I know how much you admire him. Go out there and knock his head off and you become a star. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm doing it. So I run out of the bathroom, and then next thing you know, Sean Shelby, Mick Maynard, and them are busting the locker room cameras, and they're like, hey, Walt, we need to talk to you. I'm like, yes, before they even ask me. I'm like, yes. They're like, you don't want to talk about money? Like, you want me to fight Verdum? I got it. Let's do it.
That's a great story.
That's
a great story. I love that. That is amazing.
So,
and
yeah.
did it do what you thought it did? Did it lift your career the way you thought?
Oh my God, it put me in a whole different stratosphere, and I didn't even win. Like, that was the crazy part about it, and that's kind of what DC said to me. He said, "Look at it this way: you win, you're a star. You lose, nobody's gonna. It doesn't hurt you. It just only shows that you're a game, and the company's gonna love you for it. And they, ever since that moment, they have taken care of me in every way possible. So, I think it helped me tremendously. And I want that fight back for sure. I was kind of hoping.
So if he beats Gus on Saturday night, maybe he'll call you out and say, hey,
I'm definitely trying to get that. I need that one back, man. I was hoping, I'm not hoping that he got injured, but I was like, if Gustin gets hurt, I'm definitely going to jump and throw my name in the hat to get that fight.
There you go.
Beautiful day. Olha, dia bonito, mais dia bom pra bike. Let's go, guys. Appreciate nature. Beautiful day. Yellow birds, red birds. They're amazing and beautiful. It's great to watch them. Beautiful Kent Falls. Let's go. Not today, just to chocolate place.